Well, everybody, how we going? We've made it down to West Cork today. We're just outside a wee place called Crossbarry, which is close to Bandon, which is a good bit in the far side of Cork. Come down to see the beast in the east, as Mark Troy calls it, the 990, the first one into Ireland. We've been working with him all day. Some fantastic conditions down here. We don't just have conditions like this at home, but he's actually came along here to a job just to help a guy out, pick a little bit up, and because we're still in a world of social distancing, we don't want to overstep the mark or put anyone under any pressure and get in for a usual interview. So we're going to try something a little bit different. We have asked Mark to get a microphone on. We're going to give him a wee phone call, and we have put, whilst he was at his lunch, a couple of cameras into the cab with him. Look at her roaring there before we ring him. We'll see how this goes.
Hi Garrett.
Well, Mark, how's you?
I'm very good. I'm excellent. Sun is shining. Can't complain.
Are you able to talk and get in through gates at the same time and start into that new field?
I am. No bother.
Tell me, Mark, it's been a wee while since we've caught up with you.
Yeah.
What has changed since the last time we were here? The last time we were here, I think it was a 980.
It was. That was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
And what have we done now?
We have changed to a 990.
Am I right in saying that's the first 190 in Ireland?
It's the only one I'd say in Ireland.
Oh, is it the only one in Ireland?
The only one in Ireland, as far as I know, it's the only one in Ireland. There's only, I think, 3 of them in Ireland and the UK this year.
How's it doing for you, Mark, now?
In fairness now, it's doing very well. Very happy with it.
Has it been as good as the 980? Because I know when we were down here the last time, we had a bit of fun with the 980. You know, we were absolutely loving that machine. Is it really better than a 980?
It is. It genuinely is better. There's not a lot of changes mechanically in it, but the power, you notice the extra 50 horsepower definitely.
What speed are you doing there, Mark?
About 13 miles an hour.
Yeah, it looks fast from here. This is really strange because I'm literally watching you, not in beside you. I'm still listening to the harvester work, but I'm just missing being in beside you. But look, with coronavirus and all the rest of it, we don't want to break any protocols.
No, we can't. Look, we can't.
At least we're trying this. We're trying something a wee bit different. So this is like we could do a wee series now. Phone call from the pickup. Oh, look at that machine go, Mark. You must be delighted with her.
No, delighted with her.
You know, the new style head in the Claas and your 990, and you know, she hasn't refused anything so far.
No.
But we have seen the header click out earlier on now. It does still click out, you know, if it gets too big a lump.
Oh, we don't know if it gets a big lump, it will. It will click out, and look, it needs to, because if it doesn't, she'll probably stall. In fairness, this new head has made a huge difference to the harvesters.
You actually think that's one of the biggest differences that has been made, don't you?
I do.
Over the years.
It is, because I don't believe that a 980 or 990 with the old pickup would have worked, so the harvester wouldn't handle the pickup. Like 970 was all out with that pickup. And you wouldn't have been able to use the power of 980 or 990 without the new pickup.
Do you think you can use the power in the 990 enough in grass? Or do you think it's a little bit of a luxury?
No,
Be honest.
Being honest, not in this grass here now this evening, no, you can't. But in the grass we were in earlier on today, yes you could. And we can. Like when we're in heavy grass you can use the power, and an awful lot of what we're cutting is heavy grass. To be fair, we can use it most of the time. I will admit, today, a 970 will go down this hill as fast as a 990, to be fair to her. But most of the time we can use it.
How has your season been?
Our season been good. We had a great run the first cuts. It only rained one day in 3 weeks, and we start to finish we're done less than 3 weeks.
What are you running tractor-wise now, Mark?
I have one Fent, a 722. I changed her since you were last year. It was a 720 I had when you were last year. And I'm running 5 Massies now, 3 720s and 2 7718s.
You have a couple of new 7720s. What do you see better in the 7720 than the 7718?
I suppose they have a bit more weight for the trailers. You know, they're a bit steadier on the road with the big trailer, with the 20-foot trailers, and they're slightly longer, so they have a bit better traction as well, and obviously a bit more power. But it's mainly the weight of the tractor. Look, she's over her job a bit more than the 7718. To be fair, I had a 7718 on a 20-foot trailer last year, and she handled it perfectly. But you just have a bit more weight, you're just a bit more secure with the trailers, you know, now on narrow roads and stuff like that. So when I was upgrading this year, I'd go 720s with the rest of them, or the other two.
And we can see your friend has joined you today for some of the long draw with his New Hollands. We always get the New Hollands when we're down with you two. But I noticed there's a bit of an upgrade there too. That they've upgraded to the long wheelbase in the 230s.
They have, yeah. They've upgraded them all in fairness in the last couple of years. They're doing a lot of work. They do a lot of baling and things, and they're good to keep the tractors updated in fairness to them. And again, partly for weight and everything as well, you know. Now.
Your 990's loving this build. This build's the lightest crop of grass we've seen you lift all day.
This is the field now I should have the merger in.
Yeah, well, speaking about the merger, you had that new Writer merger yesterday. What were your honest thoughts now, Mark? Because you're not a massive fan of the big rows.
No, I'm not. Look, if I had her here now where we are this evening, definitely could use it. Just slow the harvester down and give her a nice big swart that she could use her power in, because this isn't as heavy as what we were in all day. The problem I have is the stuff we've been picking up yesterday and today. It actually creates, when you make a 50-foot swart out of it, it slows the harvester down too much. It brings her down less, below 5-6 miles an hour. And when she comes down below that, she starts grabbing the grass and it feeds very uneven. And I find you don't get the same output out of the harvester then. The merger is good. It has a place definitely in this type of grass, but we're dealing with a lot of heavier grass most of the time, and the problem is it's too heavy for the merger then, I think. I tried it because everybody's telling me, including you, that I should have a merger or a 4-rotor rake or something bigger, and I said I'd try it to see, and I tried in second cuts, and we were making no better time yesterday with the merger than we were after the 2-rotor rake.
But what you're saying is this particular field that you're in, you would admit on this crop of grass you would need the merger or a 4-rotor rake to bring that harvester under control.
Definitely.
The grass that we were lifting earlier on, the big rows, you're almost going over your limit. You know, it's a bit like Hooke's law of elasticity. Once you go so far, you actually go against it.
Yeah, the stuff we were in earlier on, you were loading the harvester perfectly with the 30-foot swart, but straight up, you can't load her here. So yes, you would get benefit out of it here, but we don't have enough of this type of grass to justify the money for one, is my issue.
What did you think of the concept of it, Mark? It seemed a very good merger when you look at some of the other mergers that are on the market. I mean, this is designed in Austria. Its tines are a completely different system. It can flex. It has a fantastic flotation with 4 big wheels across the back. I mean, it looked like it was a great put together piece of kit.
I was very impressed with it, to be honest with you. Like, I have seen some of the other ones, and I would have said she was a better built merger, to be fair. Like, she was very solid, very well built. I've always thought that the merger concept is a very good idea. I would have more interest in the merger than the 4-rotor rake, for the simple reason you could have gone out this morning and made a 30-foot swart with the heavy stuff and come here this evening and make a 50-foot swart with the same machine. So it's ideal from that point of view. I'd have much more interest in it than I would with the 4-rotor rake, because it makes a nicer swart as well, and it's more versatile. the only issue I have is we just don't have enough grass to make 50-foot sparks down here. I think up your part of the world, where you have a lot of 3 and 4 cut silage being done, with, you know, and they're not taking as bulky crops that time, I think there's definitely a great market for up there.
You're sticking by your conviction that grass in this part of Cork is extremely heavy and there's a lot of tons per acre.
Yeah.
Changed the pipe, or the buck rig as we call it.
Yeah.
What have you went for this time?
Same no-see 14-foot again. We looked at a 15-foot one, but back end of the JCB was actually too light for it, believe it or not. She was inclined to lift behind a bit, so we went back, we stuck with a 14-foot one then.
Are you in the same 435 we seen the last time, or has that been changed?
Same one, no, same one. I was looking at thinking of changing it, but the new Tier 5 wasn't going to be available on account of COVID. There's also talks of a 437 or 457 Agri version, which I would have an interest in.
I know the last time we were out, Mark, you run a second loader, you were running a smaller Volvo alongside the 435 just for packing duties. We noticed there today that you have a 416 JCB as well. Is that something you've been doing a lot more of just because of the size of the 990, just to help get that silage?
Yeah, we've been doing it there the kind of full time, I'd say, like anywhere we can run the 2 loaders now, we run them for packing and stuff, just to help pack the pit better. It does 2 things. One, it allows you help pack the pit, but also means when we finish a job, 1 loader can stay behind finishing off the pit and the other one comes with us. So like now we're just started here and the big loaders come, small loader can stay on and finish off the other pit and tidy up without being under pressure to follow on.
Oh, has the Massey run out of go?
She's run out of go.
That's them old Masseys for you. Now, what type of trailer would that be, Mark?
I haven't a clue. A farmer's trailer.
Here, isn't it doing the job, Mark?
Once it carts the grass as he put it and gets it into the yard, how bad?
Roughin are still the main trailer here, there's no question about that. We know you're a big Roughin trailer fan. Have you thought about any bigger type trailers? Have you thought about triaxles? The bigger Masseys, or what's your thoughts there?
I have thought about maybe a 22-foot or 24-foot trailer. This year would have been a great year for one because the ground conditions were good. But I would be just worried that in a bad year you will end up tearing the fields going up and down the hills with the extra weight. That's the main reason we haven't gone that route. And with the extra weight, will you slow down the tractors and will they slow down the harvester a bit again? I don't know. Again, I'm probably one of the few that haven't gone down the route of bigger trailers, but that's kind of my reason for it.
Some of those roads that we were on this morning, I mean, I know we're laughing, but like, they're a long way off a motorway down here.
We don't know what a motorway is.
There's roads there and there's very steep bits and tricky hills and in greasy conditions they could be tricky enough with very big trailers.
Yeah, I think we've managed them, but as you said, the hills, they'll be slowed down the hills, and I even talked to a couple of dealers, they said we probably wouldn't make any more progress with the 22-foot to 24-foot because we'd be slower moving on the hills. No, to be fair, there were other contractors down here with 22 and 24-foot trailers and they seem to get on fine with them. But we're getting on fine with the 20-foot, so I'm inclined to stick with what I have at the moment.
What's your favourite all-time harvester?
I've 2 of them. This one is because of the output, and then go all the way back to a Heston 720. Because that's what I learned my trade on. And to be honest with you, I was a bit dubious buying this one, and probably the only reason I bought it as opposed to buying another 980 was they were derating the power in the 980s, and I was saying I didn't really want to go backwards.
Has your car not got you talked into buying the Claas tractor yet? No.
Not yet. They'll find
Not
hard
yet.
to shift me
Or-
from Massey, to be fair, because look, the Masseys are going well. There's good backup in them. I know, in fairness, there's good backup in McCarthy's, but they're great to hold the resale. And I suppose like anything else, if it's working, why change it?
Barry and I just had that conversation earlier on. There was the 230 coming around the field, and then there was the 720, and I said you'd be hard pushed to pick which one you really think is the best looking. And then I think the Massey just has the style from all angles more. So there's certain angles where the T7 loses it a little bit, but that'll change. They'll change something.
Oh,
and
it'll
that'll
change.
all
Look,
change.
they'll come back as well. Look, you know, no. And to be fair, there's nothing wrong with it. They're a good tractor too.
Well, look, Mark, it's been an absolute pleasure to catch up with you again. Well, hopefully, the next time we're back, we'll be pushing you out of the driver's seat.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you on behalf of the viewers. It's great to get caught up with you again and see how things are going.
Thanks, Gar. Thanks for calling. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye.
Hi folks, hope you enjoyed the video there. We love to hear your feedback, so drop us a comment below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and tune in for all our latest content every week.